So the federal government is making a pipeline a national priority, Campbell, and we learned this from this memorandum of understanding between Ottawa and Alberta. But what has to happen in order for this pipeline to become a reality?
A lot, really. The MOU itself is more of a negotiating agenda for the real agreements that are going to follow in months. There's no private company yet, private proponent to put the pipeline forward, and the route hasn't been chosen yet. And it would the Alberta government prefers a route to Northwest BC, which would require the tanker ban there to be lifted, creates a lot of opposition amongst coastal First Nations and the BC government. The real issue for this agreement to go forward into a final agreement, into a real substantive agreement, is whether the Liberals in Ottawa and across the country and the Ms. Smith can keep their own parties on side so that they're willing or able to make the kinds of concessions that you have to make when you're compromising with a politically different government across a pretty sharp political divide. And I think that's the big issue for this going forward is, can the Liberals keep their house together? Can Mr. Carney keep people on side?
So this deal has already cost Mark Carney, one of his cabinet ministers, Stephen Guilbeault, who was the Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture and previously the Environment Minister under Justin Trudeau. So he resigned from cabinet, not from Parliament altogether, though, on Thursday. This happened on Thursday evening. He said he strongly opposes this MOU. Has Carney risked his political coalition for a deal with Danielle Smith?
Yes, he has. It's not as though it's all falling apart right now, but it's very risky, even though this is not a final deal and it's really, an interim step. Mr. Guilbeault, I think people outside Quebec don't necessarily understand how big a symbol he has been of climate activism for decades, long before he entered politics. So he sort of always provided the Liberal government, Justin Trudeau's Liberal government, with a bit of sort of credibility, activist credibility on climate change. But he's also, been through the kind of should I stay or should I go questions about climate policy for a number of times over a number of years. And he has stayed in politics sort of believing that he could do more inside the tent than out. So the fact that he's choosing to quit now, it is a symbol, right? It's a symbol for climate conscious voters who voted for the Liberal Party the last time in the spring election and didn't really think they were voting for another pipeline.